This Keloland Living segment is sponsored by Lewis Drug, your first stop for exceptional pharmacy services.
When we think about protecting our health, many of us focus on the medications we take, whether it's to manage chronic conditions, treat infections, or even relieve symptoms.
But there's another equally powerful tool in the fight against disease that often goes underappreciated, and that is cancer screenings.
Austin Oyen is a pharmacist with Lewis Drug. He says cancer screenings are not just routine checkups, they are life-saving interventions.
And just as medications can help control or cure illness, screenings can prevent cancer from becoming life-threatening in the first place.
Thanks
Welcome.
for being here.
Hi.
Hi.
So it's such a great tool, but I think it's not that all cancers have as great or as easy of screening tools. So when we talk about screening tools, what are we really screening for?
Yeah, so some of the common cancer screenings would include colonoscopies for colon screening. There's other screenings as well for colon cancer. Mammograms for breast cancer. Checking our skin over for unusual moles. There's even screenings for prostate cancer and lung cancer that would sometimes be recommended for people too.
Okay.
How often should people do these? Are they things that they can do every year, or should they, I suppose they're different for each one. We're looking at a list of some of the ones that you do there.
Oh, sure. So on the screen, colorectal cancer depends on the type of screening we do. Colonoscopies is usually every 10 years. Cervical cancer every 3 years. Prostate and skin really depends on the individual. Fair skin people should maybe get checked once a year. And then not everyone needs lung cancer screenings, but certainly if you're a smoker, the lung cancer screening is recommended. And then oral cancer screening is usually just done at your routine dental appointment every 6 months or every year.
That's right.
So seeing your doctor and seeing your dentist is the easiest way to know if you're staying up to date. And there's usually something to do every year.
Yeah.
Well, where does the pharmacy play into some of the screenings and things that you need to know how to do it? Oh,
certainly. So some screenings are going to require you to get medications from the pharmacy, like the dreaded colonoscopy preps. So something that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. But also, once cancer has been detected, usually we're still seeing us at the pharmacy.
Okay.
And so I'm involved in helping people work through that, no matter where they're at in their cancer journey. When we detect it early with early screenings, it turns into something that's much more manageable and treatable.
Okay. So who should be screened? There's a list here of people who should be screened and the ages of what they are as well.
Sure. So there are some general recommendations. With breast cancer, it's most women over 40. Certain high-risk people might need to go start sooner. People of average risk may be able to go a little bit later before they start getting screenings. But having the conversation starting at 40 and being an advocate for yourself at 40 is a good general idea. Cervical cancer, in your regular pap smear and getting seen regularly by gynecology is recommended starting at 21. And then colorectal cancer screenings actually has dropped down to 45 now for starting routine cancer screenings. And so most of the people that are in the younger category, under 50, haven't been screened. And so it's a good idea to start that conversation and get screened.
And so there are other things that you can do to sort of enhance your odds of not developing cancer, right? And so things like you talked about, if you're a smoker, you're going to want to get screened. And so obviously like stuff like not smoking. Certainly,
yeah. So avoiding smoking, limiting alcohol intake, staying healthy, exercising, all things that are generally health principles are also cancer preventing. Some specific things would be like not smoking, checking your home for radon, would be other good general principles too.
Yeah.
Right. In fact, we did check ours for radon, and it was, there was a lot of radon coming up, and it's not that much to get that fixed, and so people really should at least check to see if that's happening. That can play
all
a
over
role.
the area, there's people that do need mitigation systems.
Right.
Yeah.
What role does the pharmacy also play in maybe just helping somebody identify outside of the list of your regular screenings that like, hey, you're coming in a lot for XX, like that seems like maybe you should see a doctor or something, like maybe you need to get that checked out?
Yeah, certainly. So some things do warrant an intervention. If you've had changes in your stools, you're having blood where you shouldn't, anything that's out of the ordinary, Losing weight unexpectedly is a common one for all types of cancers. So those are things that we might flag and say, hey, it's time to get seen.
Right.
How significant is alcohol consumption when it comes to increasing your risk of cancer?
Yeah, so the risk increase is maybe minimal, but any amount of alcohol is a risk for cancer.
Sure, sure.
Right. And a lot of things are probably, in a way, when you have a behavior or a lifestyle change, or a lifestyle that maybe you don't want to even talk to your doctor about, maybe you don't want to talk about alcohol use, you don't want to talk about obesity, that might be, you're just not being seen as much too because you're avoiding conversations, which is probably the negative there.
Certainly, yes. And getting screened is not something that needs to be scary. Getting checked early and getting cancer screened early, we don't have to be afraid of that.
Yeah.
When you know what the future looks like, you can prepare and plan.
Right. Are there any at-home screenings, cancer screening tests, or anything like that people should know about?
Sure. So young men can screen themselves for testicular cancer just by feeling for lumps in the testes. We can all check our skin for abnormal moles and seeing if there's something we should be following up with. And then there's some home screenings for colon cancer that you can order that would avoid going to get a colonoscopy.
Right.
I would say if you're interested in something like that, to talk to your doctor first.
Yeah.
Right,
sure,
right.
Sure.
Yeah, and then along that line, when you do have that diagnosis, and which can be scary, then how does the pharmacy play a role then?
Sure. So when starting treatment for cancers, it often impacts some of the chronic medications you're on. And so there'll be conversations about what medications are changing and what we need to do about your chronic disease states as well.
Yeah, so everything kind of works together, right? And that's where the pharmacy specialists, that's where you really, all the interactions and all the ways that different things can play together and help be an advocate for people.
Very true. And also, a lot of cancer treatments have a lot of nasty side effects that we can help manage too.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So it looks like, age 40 seems to be about the age when people should start going in for certain things, and then it continues from there out. But if they haven't been checked and screened for this, they should call their doctor, make an appointment.
Yep. Following up yearly, at least with your physician, and going to the dentist regularly are some of the best
Best
tools we
strategies.
have.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks. Yeah.
With 58 locations across the upper Midwest, Lewis has been a trusted neighborhood pharmacy and market leader for over 80 years.
From answers to your questions about fall vaccinations, prescription medications, convenient locations, and more, you can find the neighborhood pharmacy nearest you online at lewisdrug.com.
This Keloland Living segment has been sponsored by Lewis Drug, your first stop for exceptional pharmacy services.
We'll be right back after this.